Good morning and welcome. My name is Georgia Louise. I'm a girl in fantasy because I like all things fantasy related. And that is why I'm talking to you guys about my mail club. I have started a mail club last October, but I haven't really put enough effort into it. Honestly, it's something I've been thinking about for a long time. I just didn't know how to make it work. And for a few months now, I still don't really know how to make it work, but I think now in March, I've figured it out. I love the way I'm going and I want to tell you guys about it. So this one specifically is for my YouTube channel, but if you want to watch the other exclusive videos and the content that I make to do with this mail club, follow me on Instagram at A Girl in Fantasy and on Patreon, A Girl in Fantasy. If you've watched any of my videos before, you will know on Tuesdays is my content creation day. It's a full day where I make these videos. I make vlogs throughout the week, but specifically the Berrywood content is on Tuesdays. It's a full day of creating. And I have let myself down a little bit because I've been focusing on my freelancing business, which has taken a lot of my time. That's why the Berrywood and this mail club hasn't done very well so far, because I haven't put enough energy and time into it. But I think it was also because I didn't really have a proper direction to go in. All I know is I wanted to write short stories and send you people some little trinkets. And that is pretty much the concept of it. The snail mail that I've created is pretty much you get a short story in the mail as well as a QR code that takes you directly to the short story online. You also get a bookmark, you get a 4x6 photo print of a scene that plays out in this month's episode, this month's mail. And you also get a little trinket, depending on what story I'm telling, depending on what character, who is the main character. You get a little trinket that goes with the story. And so all of these themes and these pieces are to do with our characters in our neighborhood. And the neighborhood is called Berrywood. It's called Berrywood. It was inspired by a few towns that we have here in New South Wales. One is called Berry. It is a rural town that is pretty old. Then we've got Bowral, which is one of the cutest cozy towns. Think of Stars Hollow. That's what Bowral is. And then I've been inspired by some of our coastal lines, and I really kind of wanted to incorporate all of that. So if you're a fan of Gilmore Girls and a fan of Chesapeake Shores, Heart of Dixie, pretty much all of Hallmark, this is the place for you. It is definitely a place where I've been wanting to bring cozy storytelling back onto our screens, but consistently. So that is where this originated from. This whole idea started because I wanted to make, I'm a filmmaker and I want to make more stories that are feel good and cozy and something that you can just put on the TV and feel good about. And I love to read, especially the romance, small town type of books. So I thought incorporate those, and for the audience, for you guys, not just as audience members watching or reading these stories, but to feel like you're a part of the community. That's why you get the little trinkets, you get a letter from a character, you get the bookmarks and the photo prints you can collect. And eventually it is going to be the short films and the short stories interconnect and they all relate together. I've made a video excuse me, my voice. I've made a video about this very early on when I first started, but I needed to make an updated one because now it all makes sense. Now everything is in the right Everything feels like the pieces are finally connected, and this kind of helps make sure you guys understand as well. So I've just made a video for Instagram kind of talking about it like this because this is my character. I've personalized it for myself too, and I've made a character named Louise. She is the story record keeper. She's the one that tells you guys, tells the community, the neighborhood, of what story is happening, of what you can expect, behind the scenes type of stuff. She is the one that gives you all the information that you need for the upcoming stories and what's happening behind the scenes. So I've made that as a persona, as an actual person, to help out describing Berrywood and to make you feel like you are connected to a real person before the short films come up. And if you haven't heard of Berrywood, sorry, I'm all over the place. If you haven't heard of Berrywood, it is... Wait, didn't I just do that? Didn't I just explain? Yeah, I did. Anyway, I'm all over the place. Anyway. Yeah, so I hope you guys join the neighborhood. I'm definitely welcoming you now, and I will keep on welcoming you in because honestly, it is something I'm really passionate about and really proud of starting. So yes, I want to welcome you all to the neighborhood, and hopefully you stay for the journey because there's a lot of adventures, a lot of mysteries to unfold, and a lot of stories to tell. This is one of the previous ones. This story is Melody and Honey. Well, Honey and Melody. Their story. This print is from the Valentines. Be My Berry. Be My Jam. No, Be My Jam. Be My Jam. That's from this. And then this month's story is about Lucas and Melody. Melody comes back. This is Lucas and Melody, their story. It's so cute. You got a little boat in the back, a blanket in the basket. It's very cute. But here's another example. You get a bookmark. This one's not laminated because I could not be bothered. But you'll get a proper laminated bookmark. I tried something new. You get a reading list because in the story they talk about books that they like to read and to help each other out, get a little bit more adventurous with the type of stories they like to read. So that is this. It's actually a sticker. I wanted to try something new to see if I can sell it, sell a new product. It's a sticker, which it's not easy to undo, but anyway, you can stick it into your journal and write on it. Write the book, write the date you finish reading it, and then you color in the stars, how much you rate it. And then here is a little postcard from Berrywood. It would also be laminated. I really did not bother this month. I was not bothered this month. I had a lot going on. But you can, it's a like handwritten note from Louise, the record keeper. You also get a letter from her and then a QR code that takes you to the 10 to 15 page short story that I write. Oh, here's a laminated bookmark. This is from Be My Jam Festival. Okay. Be My Jam Festival. It says, I'm very much into you. I am very much into you. Because the town celebrates cherries. Because I really like cherries. Oh, the sun's going again. The lighting's off. I look so hot. The sun is boiling. Why do I do those accents? I do not know. I should introduce you to some of the townspeople. Well, I kind of did with these pictures. We've got So the first one I should introduce you to is Louise, the record towns lady. Then we've got Mayor, who is the mayor, and his name is Mayor. I was inspired by iZombie. His name is Major, so I thought Mayor is the mayor. And it's fictional, okay? It's a fictional town. I can do what I want. And so he is the mayor, runs everything, and he's found new love after his late wife has passed. Quite a few time has passed. He's now beloved by Jane, who is kind of our town's baker. She bakes, but she's also like the town's grump. She does not really like people. She does not really like the festivals. She's a grumpy lady, but I love that so much because Maya is the sunshine and she's the grump. And the first time I was writing them, it felt really special. They're in their like 70s, but the cheekiness from Maya and just the teenage angst. She kind of like, every time she thinks about Maya, she goes into this teen regression, angsty, and I love it. I love them so much. I love writing them. And then you have Julie and Tyler was my Christmas special. Their story was, because Tyler's a 7-year-old and Julie is the older sister. She's in her teenage. She knows that Santa isn't real, but doesn't want to let Tyler down because he believes in Santa. And Maya he's one of those characters that just goes for it. He loves to celebrate something. He loves to dress up. So he dresses up as Santa. He has a house near the lighthouse, near the cliff of this very fictional town. And he like full on believes of creating this magical community for the children. It was Santa and his elves, the workshop, the whole lot. And so Tyler kind of sneaks into Santa's workshop house, and it's a very heartwarming story of an older sister, younger brother, and her not wanting for him to dismiss the magic that Tyler can believe in. And that was one of the stories I felt like really special to write. So then the next month is about Honey. She works at her family's candy shop for like her whole life, until her granddad was like, I'm gonna fire you because you need to explore the world, you need to travel, you need to find your own path in this life. And she's not okay with that. Let me tell you, she was not okay with being fired from such a stable life that she had. But because of her story, I really want to introduce more into the community. And so you get to meet some very whimsical old ladies that I feel like will have a big moment later on. Especially Miss Macy. I don't know where this idea of her came from, but I'm like obsessed with her. The idea of this old kooky lady with the longest grey hair. She looks like she's about to, be a ghost any minute, but yet she's like the matriarch of the town. It's really interesting. But she also has a community of women who are known as the book club, but they don't have books. Their club is not involved with reading books. You're just gonna have to read and find out. And then she has a talk with Melody. That was this moment. her and Melody have a little chit chat. It's a small town, so everyone goes to the same schools, the same primary, the same high school, the same college, and they weren't friends, but I think they're on the track of becoming some friends. And that's where it leads me to this month's one with Melody and Lucas. They went to the same high school. Pretty sure they were in the same grade. Maybe he was a grade above. Can't really remember what I'm writing. Melody and Lucas kind of found a new friendship. Let's say that. They have bonded over this period of time, and it's a blossom new friendship. It's like old friends that kind of rekindle, or someone that you weren't friends with in high school, but your paths kind of interconnect and now you're good friends. I think that's a beautiful story to tell. And so yeah, I really want to make that this story. And then we've got April. April is coming up, and that story I haven't even thought of yet. I know I want it to do something with spring, something related to fairies, something related to rabbits. I kind of have an idea of a secret fairy garden behind Berrywood's local farm. He has the secret. The farmer has a secret that's been passed down for generations. And I think I might get Tyler to be sneaky, because it seems like Tyler is one of those kids that wants to believe in magic of things, wants to believe in something beyond what we can see. So I think I might get him to ruffle some feathers with the farmer. I don't know, but that's an idea I just thought of, and I think I like it. And I'm gonna sippy. Good idea, Georgia. Good idea. Anyway, I hope you guys do join the community, and I hope you like the story, but also I would want this to be a community mail club, a community fictional town. So if you have ideas, if you have aesthetics or inspired characters that you want to see stories of, please let me know. I'm so open to ideas. I am open to what people want to hear, what stories they would want to hear more of in the world you want to hear another story from that you connect with. Let me know, let's talk. Let's chit chat and talk. I'm happy for that. Okay, anyway, I gotta go write. The darkness means nothing to Melody. Now that she has an idea in her head, there is no way she's going to leave it till morning. Sitting at her desk that is completely covered in who knows what. Was in the middle of they sit in the same spot as yesterday. They sit in the same spot as yesterday, both oddly happy. This is the man that is going to have the secret fairies in the back here. See that? See that? Oh. He has chickens on the farm, and some deers, and some rabbits, and secret fairies.